Secondly, the first question I have is do you, the value proposition, the mission statement for ICCG, what do they call it? Is that something that resonates?
I think anytime you get like people in terms of their goals and business, as well as just in thought process, the problems that they face, the solutions that they come up with, the challenges they're still facing. Anytime you get those two facets together, I think you've really got a successful interaction. You may not come up with solutions right off the bat, but just getting the subjects out, thinking outside, you hate saying thinking outside the box, but it's thinking outside the hexagonal. The ability to have other people kind of add to some of the ideas you have, your ability to contribute to some of the challenges they have, it's always good.
What specific area, if indeed your group has narrowed it down that much, but what resonated the most to you in terms of what we might be able to do to help increase the possibility for economic growth in Southern California?
Sure. The sharing between healthcare providers, healthcare solution architects, and medical device. First of all, it's a great gathering to begin with. So just being able to kind of see the other sides of where challenges are being met, by other people, that's just great in itself. But we all found some common ground in terms of what we share in terms of challenges, in some cases what we share is in terms of solutions that are out there. And then on top of that, with the healthcare initiatives that are constantly hitting us, especially the most recent challenges, we found even better ways of looking at some of those challenges with some possible solutions and realizing that it isn't all that different between med device or between healthcare providers. So in terms of a goal of getting together and, if not finding solutions, certainly clarifying the challenges, we found that there is some commonality, both in the directions that we're taking to try to address some of those, and some new ideas that we're starting to bounce around. And I think that really is a big part of get together like this.
Appreciate it very much.
You bet. Thank you, Gary.
Unique position, being the chairman of this event. First of all, what's your opinion on both the group that we have and the beginning of the process?
I think it's a terrific group of individuals. I think this is precisely the kind of profile that we wanted to have for this kind of an event. The representation is from the companies that can potentially make a difference. And I think the beginning is all right. I think we've got to be sure that as we make progress, we keep a hand on the pulse regularly and be sure that there is not just activity regularly, but also accomplishment.
And I know that you have been highly involved with ICCG. What originally brought you to the organization? Your expectations?
I think for me the draw is AJ as a human being. I find that he's one of the more interesting people in my life. And he's got a big heart. That combination is very attractive to me to be associated with him. And this is not for personal gain that he's doing. It's very much a statesmanly kind of an effort in that it's a next generational effort. And that is attractive because all too often you have people looking for immediate payoffs. This has nothing to do with the payoff. It has everything to do with laying the infrastructure for a potential payoff way downstream.
Agree more. Lastly is, what are your expectations for the rest of the day?
If it's as good as the morning sessions were, I'll be very happy. My expectation is that we leave here with a clear set of canons and a clear set of expectations of one another. It's not an organizational structure where there is a person at the top that can look at each one of us and say, and how about you get the UD?
Bring that back to privacy.
We have to create a peer group and enough peer pressure to hold one another accountable.
Ash, thank you very much.
Thank you.
first one is, did today's event satisfy your expectations for the topics and the outcome?
I think so, Gary. I think my expectation was pretty high already, but I think that the things I like the most were we have some actionable agendas. We brought the whole team together from Southern California. We had the congressman at the end. I think that was really fantastic to hear about the Affordable Care Act. So all the way across the line, we had some good call-outs. We had some good overview from Deloitte. I would say it really met my expectations, and I appreciate the invite.
So glad to hear that. And secondly was, what do you think the value of ICCG is, and what would you like to see it evolve into?
Well, this is my second time with ICCG. 6 months ago, I got involved for the first time, and I think it's exactly what we need in Southern California to try to bring together a really unique resource that we have. We have these great healthcare companies, and nobody has stepped up to try to bring everybody together in a common forum. And I think that's probably the best value that I've seen. And the hope for me is that we continue it and we find a way to lift the community up and begin to work together on places that we can.
Mike, thank you very much. So, Bill, I appreciate you coming today. I'm curious, did we meet your expectations in the ICCG?
Oh, absolutely. I think it provided some very different perspective in terms of the whole ICA act. And I think, having all the guest speakers also provides a new fresh perspective. So it's one of those things where you don't get to see that very often. But when you do, it kind of sparks the juices and you get some ideas.
And if you were somebody who had not experienced ICCG before, what would you say are the primary values or benefits that you get from attending?
Well, number one, it's thought leadership. Right? Having spent time with a lot of the local leaders, sharing some ideas in terms of what they think is important, how we can actually help manifest some of those ideas. I mean, that's invaluable. When we look at it, it's something to really spend time with.
Appreciate you attending. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers.